So you got Iran, Russia, China, Venezuela. So just talking about the oil market instead of some of the other stuff that people would want to get into, like arms and terrorism, stuff like that, but just talking about the oil market. It used to be that so this heavy crude, it needs a diluent. It needs something like a natural gasoline or a light naphtha to mix with it, so you can make it flow through a pipeline and through your facilities. So it used to be that U.S. was providing most of that diluent. So U.S. companies were selling diluent to Venezuela to do that. So that got cut off. And then when it got cut off, guess who was supplying that diluent?
Yeah.
Russia. So now you have this diluent, this light naphtha that Russia's providing. And by the way, I'm getting that from a company called Kepler, Kpler, really outstanding provider of tanker data, so waterborne data. And they noticed some other things that I may mention as well. But and they point out that those cargoes were then coming from Russia instead of the U.S. So there's one. The second one is that they also point out, and I've seen this elsewhere, is that there's a so-called shadow fleet. So these are tankers that don't have a flag or they turn off their beacons, and they're typically old tankers, and they are trying to move oil from sanctioned countries without being caught. They might do ship-to-ship transfers in places that don't have a lot of eyes on them. But they're moving that. And that tanker that you mentioned that didn't have a flag on it, that was allegedly one of those shadow tankers. And those tankers are serving the sanctioned countries such as Iran, Russia, and Venezuela. So that was part of this too. China, how is China involved? Well, China has been known to or suspected. I don't know how much proof there is out there, but I think it's a considered to be a well-known supposed fact that China was buying crude from a lot of these sanctioned countries, perhaps using the same tankers. Also, they had provided financing to Venezuela several years back, invested in the country, and were being repaid apparently with crude oil. So yeah, it's not just about crude. And in fact, when you break it down to the size of the oil prize, let's call it, it doesn't seem like oil would justify it at all. So yeah, you're left thinking about what else could it be, and those interactions among those countries seem likely.